Oh my god, long time no see. I have not been doing well. No, I had like a phase where I was doing like super well, and now I'm like kind of crashing and burning. It's like, whatever. It's fine. Oh my god. Anyway, this is a different game. I did once like 2 years ago record like a silly little like Sims game where I was just fucking around, and then I got lazy and didn't edit it, and I also thought that I didn't talk enough and like the audio was kind of weird. It happens. It happens. I think in the last video, I'm going to assume that my audience right now and with my other videos don't really overlap, but in my Roblox theme park tycoon tour, I said that I liked showing off my builds, and I suggested The Sims, and then I said, like, I had a completely, like, a fine computer to record videos, and if I didn't do it, it was my fault, and that is still true. I have literally no excuse. But we already know that. Anyway, back to the Sims thing. So I thought today, since I've made quite a bit of progress, because I hyperfixated on building for a couple days and I made like 5 giant Sims lots, I thought today we could do a little touring of some stuff that I've made. I do have a gallery if you are interested at all. I haven't playtested a lot of the lots that I just made, so they aren't on my gallery yet, but I'll show you my really old ones because I renovated all of the base game townie houses and they're all like pure base game, so if you're interested in that, it's there. They're kind of mid now, but I don't know. I like alternate between being really good at building the outside and then sucking at the interior design, and then being really good at the interior design and sucking on the outside, so it's like my buildings are never completely good. But it's okay because at least they're done. I'll show you the base game townie houses first. I know they've been recently renovated, and honestly, they're not that bad. Thank you, EA. But then they broke the fucking game. I'm recording this because I can't actually play the game because I know like it's completely fucking broken right now because EA sucks ass. I don't want to go on an EA rant right now, so I'm not going to, but like holy shit. Also, I clicked cancel on the download thing and I kept launching my game offline every single time I fucking did it, and yet somehow it still fucking automatically downloaded the update, even though I have automatic downloads off. Why is that? Why? And now my game is probably broken. Well, I haven't tested the live gameplay yet. I know that pregnancy and that kind of stuff is supposed to be weird. The only glitch that I did have while building is not a new glitch, so I don't know if it triggered because of the update or it was just like bound to happen at some point. But I was doing a lot in Oasis Springs, the big park lot, which is 90% outdoors and so 90% terrain paint. I'll show you later. All of the terrain paint got fucked. All of the gravel got replaced with grass. Like it wasn't like it just cleared all of my terrain paint. It didn't save it, or it like saved half of it, cut out chunks. It replaced the gravel with grass and then deleted all of my grass, and also like one corner of the lot was weird. So I don't even know what happened there. Hasn't terrain paint... I was trying to figure this out the other day because I was going on this rant to myself. And now you get to hear it. It's like I have Patreon, but for myself, and I'm the only patron, and I get like early access rants. Follow for more. But I was trying to figure out when terrain paint came out, because I know we didn't have terrain tools in the beginning, but I think terrain paint has always been around, hasn't it? And it still doesn't fucking work. Like, isn't that absolutely insane? I could rant about The Sims 4 for hours. EA as a company with all the DLCs and everything, the game constantly breaking, glitches that never go away, features that were added way too late and still don't work, Journey to Batu, you know, like so many things. But also just like, even if you're playing the game, even if your game works, which is rare, it still sucks because you make one sim with dark skin and it's all over. Like, I know that the previous Sims games have not had as much inclusivity, and it is nice with all the gender and sexuality stuff that they're doing. But the fact that the black hair swatch still is not black. What are we doing here? What are we doing here? And I don't hear enough people complain about that. Am I crazy? Like, am I doing something wrong? I don't know. I said I wasn't gonna go on a rant. This game is just crazy. I just use it for building at this point. I don't know. Pirate the game, please. Well, the base game is free. Pirate all the packs. Yarg, you know. Arr. The point of this video is that I'm showing off my builds. Okay, so this is my gallery page, if you care. It's my YouTube username, which now I'm committed to and can't change, so. Okay, so this was the first one that I did. It's the goth house. I did do the buildings all base game, or if they're in like a different town, it's base game and then whatever the pack is that the town came with. I hate casts without all the packs together that I have. So unfortunately, the townies are not base game because I need them to slay. I cannot handle an ugly sim. I'm sorry. I can at least make the house look good, but like in casts, there's only so much you can do, especially with like every single fucking feature locked behind a fucking paywall. You're telling me we just got eyelashes? Isn't that crazy to think about? I still think about like pools and how long it fucking took them to add pools, and that was forever ago. The Sims came out, or The Sims 4, excuse me, came out in 2014. That was over a decade ago. Isn't that crazy? Anyway, let's take a look at the goth house. I don't have all the packs, thank God, but I do have an amount of them that is kind of morally reprehensible for the amount of complaining that I do about this game. But we're gonna pretend that that's not happening right now. Anyway, here's the goth household renovation that I did. I did this a very long time ago. I didn't check the date. I made this in 2021. Wow, I was a wee lad back then. I was an adult anyway. So this is the outside. I don't love this roof, but it's okay. There's a couple things I would change. First of all, and I was also ranting to myself about this the other day, I am trying to do like I said, base game builds, but I do wish that I moved the lots around a little bit because I don't love the goth house, like this big spooky manor that's supposed to be kind of iconic on a 30 by 20 lot. What? And then this empty house next door is on, I don't know, 30 by 40 lot. Like, couldn't we switch those and they could have put this here? I wish there was another tree here, but it's okay. It's okay. It's okay. I also did try to put in like some storyline stuff in here, so I'll point that out when we see it. Outside, very nice, very cute. So we walk up, we have rose bushes and stuff. We have a bunch of gravestones. And you're like, oh my god, they're all kind of like packed in this corner. This place must be haunted. And then we have like a nicer one and like a little bench that's like kind of like overgrown. I imagine these are like previous goths, but some of them are like so far gone that they've kind of become obscured, or maybe even some of them were like problematic and then Cassandra canceled them. I don't know. I feel like she's chronically online. A little porch. There's nothing really out here, just a little wraparound. I tried to keep it somewhat faithful, like I said. You'll see a lot of borrowed features, like the brown windows and the dark black other parts, but that's just base game sucking. Here's the entrance. We have a nice staircase over here, some nice statues. You go back here, a little formal dining room with a bar. I would definitely decorate this a bit differently now, but I think the layout is not terrible. I like the staircase here. I think this is a good position for the staircase. That's just a random thing. Okay, anyway, living room. Very nice. A little bathroom here, a little hall bath. We have the kitchen. I do like the weird kind of off galley kitchen that they have. I would probably be a little less faithful to the house nowadays if I rebuilt it, but I don't know, I think it's fine. I gave them double ovens. Then little dining or breakfast nook, I guess, with the correct chairs this time. EA is so fucking lucky that I decided to do this after they renovated the builds again, because if I could pull up the old base game townie houses, ooh, it would be over. You thought my other rants were bad? Let me go off on the Spencer Kim Lewis floating lights. Holy shit, I will never get over that. A floating ceiling light in a game that when released cost $70 fucking dollars. Can you fucking believe that? Yeah, and then this just goes back out to here in the nice dining room. And then outside, you go down here, we have a little seating area, garbage. We have some more graves. I feel like these may have been grandparents to the current goth kids. And then we go over here and yeah, we see a little bit more of the hoarding of graves back here. I just feel like this house is so fucking haunted. I I love it. At some point, a goth from like right here would pop out and be like, hey, can you fucking clean this shit up? This is ridiculous. We're like being overcrowded here. Remember when the Sims 4 base game came out and it didn't have ghosts? They also didn't have toddlers. Remember when the little object baby turned into a child? That is the main floor. It's pretty much the same as the original, just a little bit different. I tried to make it a little bit nicer. I wish they had a fireplace in here. Why don't they have a fireplace? That's crazy. We can make fun of myself too. Okay, so you come upstairs. Here is Cassandra Goth's room. I kept the magenta because girly pop, I guess. I do like it. I think it's a cute room. She has her own little seating area. She's a teenager, so she's got her shit everywhere. Yeah, and she has her own bathroom. Cute. And the pink shower. And then we come out here, head down here, big double doors. I'm skipping over this door. Big double doors. We go in here. We have another little hallway entryway, kind of, to the master bedroom. And they also have their own little balcony. And then we come in here. This is the main bedroom. The computer for writing. LOL, wish I did that. Go on that rant in a minute. Oh, that's not a rant, but I'll let you know. Bathroom. In here. Oh my god, I used to do this all the time. I always put the caddy like on the wall of the shower, and I love this bathtub. I want this bathtub in real life. So yeah, that's that. Come down here, little seating area, another little hall bathroom, piano, seating, nothing too crazy. And then we have upstairs, which is the attic space. No one really comes up here, so they kind of have some stuff shoved in here, like more dead people, some furniture that doesn't fit, a little desk for Alexander because he's in here. He's got his own cute little room. I love how this turned out in the little tower. I like this shape. I think it's interesting. And then his little crappy bathroom. And then because no one comes up here, there is this rooftop porch thing where Alexander can have his own little space, and I think he would be a little gardener since, you know, the Goths have this very strict aesthetic. Also, why is there not a fence post there? Isn't that crazy? Very strict aesthetic. I feel like he would not be allowed to grow sunflowers and daisies, so he has to kind of keep it out of the way. And I also feel like Alexander's a little bit overlooked. His parents are so important. I feel like they're celebrities. I feel like a goth household, or the Goths are like a very household name, but they don't have like paparazzi at their door. Bella, maybe, if she goes out, might attract paparazzi because she's Bella Goth, but I don't know. So I feel like he feels a little overlooked. He's just a little Alexander Goth shoved in the attic space, you know. He's got his own little private area to rebel in his own little child way. That's it for the Goth household, or the Goth house. I guess let's do Willow Creek. So let's move on. Next up, we'll do Spencer Kim Lewis because I don't fucking care about them. This is the Spencer Kim Lewis house. I really don't give a shit about this family, so I just went a little crazy with the building because I didn't know what personality to give them. All I know is that the grandpa, I think it's the grandpa. There's some like slight niche debate which grandparent has what room, and honestly which sim has what room, because I go through that house sometimes, or the old one. They have like 20 billion bedrooms, but it's not really clear who's where. I kind of guessed and then I took it from there. So this is the outside. We have a nice little area garden. And this is the apartment that I made for the grandpa because I think he would have his own little apartment. And then he can have the garden, because I think he's the gardener. I don't really care, honestly. I fucking hate this household. If I make a save file, I would completely fucking wipe them. First floor, we have a lot of color. I like to put a lot of color in my buildings, and honestly I still do, but especially because base game colors are so wacky, I feel like you kind of have to. So we have like a little living room area, piano, formal dining, a nice cute little bar area, little breakfast nook. It's not really a nook, it's just breakfast table, I guess. Big fun kitchen. Big fun kitchen. I love the lime and the teal. I think that is fun. We have a little bathroom under the stairs. I love doing this subway tile and like a nice dark bathroom. I think it looks so nice. And then I guess we'll do outside again. So we have a little outside table, a grill, a little pool table. This is the garden, like I said. Bunch of plant pot things. And then this is Dennis's apartment. So he's got some gardening tools. He's got a lot of plants. Just a little apartment, you know, nothing too crazy. And then he goes upstairs. Big open bedroom. Little ensuite bathroom. I believe in 2x3 bathroom supremacy. I love a nice little 2x3 bathroom. It's just a good size. And then if we go upstairs in the main house, we have a big hallway. In this first door here, we have the shared bathroom between the daughter, I think her name's Olivia, and grandmama. Fun pink shower once again, just in fun colors. Cute little bathroom. This is grandma's room. A lot of pink and green in here. Again, I don't know which bedroom was supposed to be hers, so I think there was one that kind of had this furniture. That's the one that I ran with, so I don't know. Who cares? Here's the child's bedroom. She's got a lot of pink once again. I feel like they get along. Take a shot every time I say and then you will die at the end of this video. She got the big ass dollhouse, not sized down. Cool little office space, sort of, overlooking the main living area. I did really like the big open floor plan looking down. I think that was really cool. It's also connected to a little balcony out front. And then over here we have another bathroom. Another 2x3 bathroom. This is just a half bath. There's no actual bath in here. More seating. Art space. I think the mom is into art or something. And then on the top floor, we have an even bigger open space. Oh, I love this. That's so fun. This is a guest bedroom. I gave them a guest bedroom. And they have their own little bathroom. Very monochrome, very plain. A little balcony area for the family and also for the parents. They just have their own little space. And then this is their bedroom. Again, I think there was a bedroom that looked kind of like this, and that's the one that I thought was theirs. I don't remember the mom and dad's personality. I think the mom is artistic, is childish or something. This is their bedroom. And I gave them this corner tub once again, and I love the little teal bathroom. I think this is so fun. And this matches perfectly. Even the freaking soap matches. Swatches in My Sims 4 matching? What? And that is the Spencer Kim Lewis house. I like how the outside looks. Yeah, I like this brick part. This is really nice. That's the Spencer Kim Lewis house. Let's move on. We're now going to be doing the BFFs, I think. I think the Roomies is the Zoe Deschanel one. Again, I really don't give a shit about them, but they have a cute house. I hate them. Sorry. Sorry. I hate the fact that all of the base game counties, for some reason, like, are slightly misogynistic. Like, why do we have two households based around women fighting for one man? This one, and then the Caliente household, which is even weirder, because that's like incest. Spencer Kim Lewis, no one fucking cares, but they gave the woman the childish trait. Like, I don't know. And then Nancy Landgrab is obviously evil, which is fine. Like, a bitch can be evil, but, like, why are they all weird? And then, what else? Eliza's a bitch, and also a stalker, because she'll stalk your Sims. Cassandra's fine, I guess. She's just Cassandra. And then, like, Bella, I mean, like, Slay, you know, sex positive, but, like, the iconic woman character of your game is a sleaze. I guess Don Lothario is too, but I feel like Bella Goth is more iconic. And then, like, the Landgrab household, which is the man who's good, and then evil woman and evil son. I don't know. Anyway, here's the BFF household. Here's their cute little living room. Fun. Very fun. Oh, this is not in order of when I built them, by the way, anymore. I'm just doing Willow Creek. You can look in my gallery if you care about what order they were made in. This is the Travis Scott, which is such a funny name. Travis Scott's room. He's a gamer. Also, I feel like such a fucking loser. What? Didn't he have, like, a single bed? He's, like, I don't even know. He's got 2 women in his life that are into him, and he had a single bed. Maybe he's celibate. Good for him. This is Liberty Lee's room. I tried to make her also kind of eclectic and fun without making her have an ugly fucking room. Nice big bathroom. Nice big bathroom for the 3 of them to share. If you have to share a bathroom with a man, God bless you. I'm so sorry. Summer holidays room. And I think she's also sporty. I think she's a cheerleader. She's probably really preppy, even though she has like a super girly room. Although I guess like cheerleading is really girly. I don't know. I just feel like the whole being into sports part is like, oh, why would a woman do that? Why would a super girly girl do that? But like, if you're a cheerleader, you're probably into sports at least a little bit, you know? Duality of woman and misogyny. Let's move on. Backyard. Yay. The Sims 4 has gone woke. I miss when The Sims 4 was about women fighting for men, especially if those women were mother and daughter and sister. I don't even really mind the dynamic, it's just that like all of the households are so fucking stupid. And in base game, I don't even know. That was the BFF household, by the way. I don't want to say best for last, but I love Bob Pancakes. I want to write a fan fiction about him. I'm so serious. Spoiler alert for my rant later. Again, not a rant. I'm gonna be plugging later. This is the Pancakes house. I love the Pancakes house, honestly. I know I just said I fucking hate the Sims 4 townies, the base game townies, but I love the Pancakes house. I love Bob and Eliza's dynamic. I feel like Eliza is just such a bitch. She goes on jogs and like tries to find Nancy Landgrab and like jogs up next to her and is like, hey girl, how's it going? And she like tries to get in that circle of people. And I feel like Nancy Landgrab and Judith Ward are like best friends, but they talk so much shit about each other. It's insane. Oh, I have so many headcanons for like 2 households, and they're all interlocked. This is the Pancakes house. We can already see some difference on the balcony. I tried to like, I didn't split it down the middle, but you know, there's a difference in relationships here. You can see who's putting up borders in the relationship. This is the outside. They just have a basic little colonial? Is this colonial? I think it is. Whatever. This is their backyard. Oh my god, this mess represents Bob Pancakes and his inability to take care of himself because he's depressed in his relationship. When I write the fanfic, it'll make more sense. So you walk in, and the entire first floor is so obviously Eliza Pancakes inspired. Have a lot of light colors. She is such a beige bitch, but she also does love the Willow Creek. This isn't like Victorian. It's like, I guess Regency? I don't know. This like nicer looking expensive furniture, but it's like kind of gaudy in all these nice light colors, and she likes the blue and the pink and the cream. She's such a bitch. She's such a bitch. Yeah, and you can kind of see, this is like kind of Bob Pancakes, I think. You know, I think there is still somewhat of a divide on the first floor, because I feel like this is very Eliza. I feel like she would host some like dinner parties to kind of class herself up, because she wants to be a celebrity so bad, like I said. So she'll have like this really nice dining room, and she'll have like a little dinner party in here, and then like their living room is just like whatever, because she's not in the living room that often, I guess. She's out jogging, trying to find Nancy. A little hall bath, nothing too crazy. Cute little kitchen. Okay, upstairs. Here's where the divide is. I don't think it's necessarily bad if a couple has 2 different rooms, but I think the fact that Eliza took the giant room and then gave Bob the crappy little one is a little silly, but they do have the Jack and Jill bath, and there is another bathroom back here. Also, I like this hallway. I know that's kind of like a weird thing, but I like this hallway. I like this little like diagonal here, and it kind of puts Bob in a corner more. So this is Eliza's room, like I said. That aesthetic again. She's got all the light colors. There's all her stuff. And we see back here, it's that heart teddy bear thing. That Bob probably gave her, and she shoved it in the corner behind her mirror because they're falling out of love. They 100% get divorced. I don't know why the Sims team would like make them get back together and have a child. Iggy is a stupid fucking name. Eliza would never let that happen. I do not believe that they would stay together. They would divorce immediately. I think as soon as the game starts, they're like, about to. Which, once again, if I ever write that fucking fanfiction, it would be so fun. Him and Bob and Johnny Zest live together. Oh my god. So her balcony has, again, like a clean easel, like she doesn't use it. It's just like, oh, wouldn't this be so cute if it looked like I painted? Like I went outside and I, you know, looked at the beautiful creek and I painted beautiful still lifes. She definitely doesn't. But, and same thing with like the little lounge chair. Oh, wouldn't it be nice to like lounge on the balcony and hang out and do whatever? I don't know. And she has the divider. Whenever she's sick of her husband, she can pull it up and block him from coming over. Here's their Jack and Jill bathroom. Nothing too crazy. Here's the guest room, which I kind of just shoved in here. And then I guess if they do have a kid in-game, this could be like the nursery if anyone wanted to play with this household for whatever reason. And then this is Bob's room. I hid the painting thing of him back there. I don't like the idea of like Bob being like a celebrity. I feel like that's kind of weird. Again, that's like the canon timeline that I don't like. I like him being super depressed and he hates his wife, he hates his life, but he just does whatever. He's not depressed enough to do anything about it. Or I guess he's so depressed he doesn't do anything about it. And then his room is just sad. It's blue. The walls were blue. They're representative of his sadness, and it's just so not Eliza at all. Very, very contrasty, and it's also like the only room in the house like this. It's also the only room that's carpeted, I think. The rest have this hardwood floor, and then the tile in the bathroom. She gave him the junk room. And then on his balcony, he's got like, I think Eliza like bought him some equipment that was like kind of expensive because she wants him to get into shape, and then obviously he's depressed because he's a gloomy sim or whatever. So he's not going to use that shit. So he just like tossed it out here with all this crap. I think this is a little silly dynamic thing that you could have. Also, I like the flamingo out front. I don't know, random thing. Anyway, that's the Pancakes house. And that's going to conclude the Willow Creek area. I am working on renovating these 4 lots because I did like the mirror in Oasis Springs. I did all the tiny houses and I just did all 4 of these lots in the park. So I think that's what's gonna be next. I'm really used to like the building style of Oasis Springs right now, so it's kind of difficult to transition into whatever the fuck this is. And the base game makes it so difficult. Yeah, so let's move on to Oasis Springs. Welcome to Oasis Springs. So let's start with, I guess we'll start with the land grabs. I think this is the second renovation that I ever did. I do love this house. I think it's really fun. I definitely, again, would have changed some stuff. And also we have a couple new things in base game now that I probably would have added. I tried to make it kind of Miami. I don't know. Like, I feel like, I don't know where I was going with that, but it's a big mansion house. Do you remember the old land grab mansion? Oh my god, can you believe that existed? So this is the land grab house. Here, let me actually show you the full outside. I love their backyard. I think this is so cool. I love the deck, like, being the entire backyard, and then, like, this fake little grass area, which would probably be real grass that they pay someone to maintain. I probably would have taken up the whole lot if I built it again. But yeah, so this is the backyard with the crappy hot tub back there. And they have like 2 different pools. They have this rooftop one, and then they have their one in the backyard. I do like the roof. I like this little detail in here. I think this is interesting. This was like my first modern build. I think I did pretty well. So let's go inside. So first of all, they have this big like walk around area here. You can get to the backyard from both sides. Also, I do think that I complained about the floating light in the Spencer and Kim Lewis house. I did fuck up a rubber ducky in this build, but it's okay. So anyway, this is the main entrance. Oh, I forgot I can do tab mode. LOL. Maybe I should have been doing that. They have a big living space, and then directly to the side here they have, I guess, like both of their office, like one that they can kind of share. They probably don't keep a lot of stuff here. They probably have like their own big offices at wherever they work. But like if they're having a meeting or something with some clients or whatever and they want to do it at their house for whatever reason, they have a little office space that they can share. So big fancy chair, computer, stuff like that. Some chairs, little area over here. There's a bathroom in here, very clean and white, modern. Chess. I feel like they host a lot of parties, so I feel like they wanted a lot of like open space for that and a lot of seating like everywhere, so people can like sit at the chess table or whatever, sit in the living space. There's just ottomans over here, and you got like a view of the pool. You can't see it because I'm on the underfloor, but this is the pool. And you can see through the pool to the outside, which I think is fun. I have a little formal dining space area. I feel like they really don't eat here ever. I feel like they're all kind of doing their own thing. Big fancy kitchen for whatever chef they hire to cook them food. I feel like they definitely have a private chef. They probably also have a butler. I would put like a little butler place somewhere if this was not just base game. Upstairs, we have this big hallway. This is the master bedroom. It's honestly not too big for a Sims master bedroom, but again, I feel like they're not really in here that often. It's just kind of where they sleep. You know, like it's not really anything else. They have their clothes here, some chairs for no reason. They have a no door bathroom because I don't know, I feel like they don't really care about that. The fancy jet tub, not the corner one, but the fancy jet one. They also have their own little balcony. Again, they probably don't come out here. And see, they also have the easel looking out onto the scenery. I feel like Eliza is very Nancy Landgrabs in a way. Nancy Landgrabs? Nancy Landgrab in a way. More seating in the hall, you know. More seating. Look out in the backyard and stuff. They have their own little home gym that they probably... Well, no, maybe they would use it, honestly. I feel like Jeffrey does a lot of exercising when he's in your game. I feel like he's always jogging or at the gym. Just like Eliza. Wow, isn't that crazy? Anyway, this is... Oh, this is a bathroom. Here, I'll go out. You already saw this, but this is the balcony pool. And there is a, like, connected, like, mudroom, bathroom sort of thing where they have just a sink. And then they also have, like, a toilet and a shower around the corner. I probably would have put a wall, like, here and had this, like, a separate room, maybe. Maybe even, like, made both of these separate. I don't know. And then this is the demon himself's room. This is Malcolm Landgrab's room. He's like a gamer, but he plays like, he probably plays Fortnite. Probably so fucking into Fortnite, and he buys everything. He's got his toys hidden in the corner because he's embarrassed. But he needs like his stuffy to sleep every night. He's got the tissues by the bed. Couch, wardrobe. Here's the rubber duck. I did fix it here. It's floating a little bit in the one on my gallery, so it's okay. He's got a lot of products. He's got a skincare routine, and you know what? Good for him. But he still probably has acne because he's nasty and gross. I hate him. Oh, but yeah, so that's the Landgrab house. I do like this house a lot. I feel like I wish it had more like rooms. Like it's a very Sims 4 mansion, if that makes any sense. I feel like when really talented builders build mansions, they fit in a lot more detail, but this is very like straight to the point. Like here is the main master bedroom for Jeffrey and Nancy. They have a gym, Malcolm's room, you know, and then there's like an office and the necessities and then the big outdoor space. Like I don't know, I feel like I wish I had more to it. I don't know. Anyway, so if we're discussing the Landgrabs, there's no way we can ignore the elephant in the room, which is where I plug my fanfic. I have a little one-shot fanfic that's posted. If you want to read it, if you care, it's okay. It's about Johnny Zest and the relationship with his father, and it's very sad. I love Johnny Zest. He's like my favorite townie. I love the dynamic with him and the Landgrabs. I wish there was more of it in game, and the fact that he isn't even like related to them, and that was never fixed, is so funny. Because, like, he could go romance up his mom. There's no family tree. Unless they did fix it and I just haven't gotten the memo. Isn't that hilarious? They were so lazy they couldn't even do that. That was at least the thing in the original, like, base game release. If it's not the case now, then okay. I love to complain. It's like another fucking incest house. Thank you, Caliente, for spreading your shit over Oasis Springs. This is Johnny Zest's house. I love his little trailer home. So this is the overview. I mean, like, there's not really anything to look at. It's so tiny. He has a little dining space, tiny living room, tiny crappy kitchen, tiny crappy bathroom, and then his tiny crappy bedroom. Honestly, this bedroom isn't that tiny. He's struggling. Homeboy is struggling. He's got the little microphone in the mirror. It's cute. I love Johnny Zest. And also his sim is not bad looking, so sometimes I fix him up a little bit and then I'm like, give my sim babies. But that's when I play live mode, which is like never. Live mode or live mode? I don't know. Also, there's no fish in here, by the way. I feel like he just has a fishbowl. But yeah, that's Johnny Zest's house. There's nothing really to say about it. Go read my fanfic. Alright, let's get to the incense. If you don't know the dynamic and you have no idea what I'm talking about, this household is basically Don Lothario is woohooing the mother, Katrina Caliente, but also apparently woohooing her daughters. That's just weird. He also lives in their closet, which I do like that part. I wish he wasn't fucking the mom. If he was just like kind of going back and forth between the sisters and like, okay, maybe, but like, the mom, I wouldn't mind the dynamic not in like an EA way. Like the fact that EA put this out is like kind of weird and off-putting. If like someone was doing like a storytelling thing and said, here's the dynamic, I'd be like, okay, whatever. But I don't know, just the fact that this is like their canon. Don Lothario is fucking every woman in this household. Like, I don't know, that's just kind of weird to me. Who set this up, by the way? I want to know. Get me names. Anyway, this is the Caliente house. I love the Spanish sort of architecture, Mediterranean, whatever this is. I think it's lovely. I love the terracotta and the plaster or whatever this is. Why is there stone here? That's not normal. Is that how it usually is? Oh, it's stucco, by the way. Did I upload it like that? I don't think I did. Maybe it glitched because The Sims sucks. They have a little picnic bench out front and some seating, whatever. I feel like this is all decoration. They probably definitely don't hang out here, unless maybe they have a party. Here's the rest of the outside. Oh, I feel like the shell of this house came out really nice, and I like the landscaping as well. I think that turned out okay. Inside the house, we carried over that style. More terracotta tiles. Inside this nice little hallway, they have a cute little space. I didn't put a TV in here. I feel like there's something wrong with this house. Like, I feel like I would have put a TV there. Maybe it's glitched. I don't know. Here's Don's room. I feel like they definitely did put him in the closet, though, which is kind of funny. And once again, he's got his tissues and his lotion on standby, although I really don't know if he needs it. I feel like Don Lothario has a lot of... No, I'm not gonna... No, cut that out. Here's a hall bath, which is basically Don Lothario's bathroom. So he's got his mess on the floor and stuff. Little porch. Again, I love the architecture. I think that's so cute. And I love these little lamps. Oh my god, that's off-center. Isn't that sad? And then over here we have the dining room. And then a little kitchen. So, one thing that I do remember about the original Caliente house, was first of all, I think the daughters' personalities were their hair colors, which is hilarious. There was like a window from the kitchen into a room that also had a window out, and I don't know if that was on purpose, but it was kind of weird. I didn't like it. And then here are the bedrooms. Upstairs, we have a little hallway, little office space, a couple bathrooms, nice big bathroom. I think all of my base game townie houses are playtested, by the way. If it's on my gallery, it's probably playtested. Oh, this is Katrina's room. I like her room. I like the green. I think that's cute. And she's got some of Don's stuff in here. He has to claim his space, I guess. The sisters' rooms, which I did do the yellow and the red thing, because, again, funny in a bad way, but I at least gave them a little bit more personality. I feel like Dina is kind of like stupid blonde, so I made her room very light and bubbly. I gave her the cute little heart eye cloud mirror thing. She's cute. And then Nina, and I gave her more of like a modern, sleek look. I feel like her and Don would bond over that. He probably likes her room a lot. He's like, yes, this is the bachelor pad. Get out. And she's got a mirror facing her bed. She freaky like that, so Don definitely loves this room. Sometimes I think God needs to put me down. Okay, and then ending off the townie houses, this is the roomies house. I've never seen the show that they're based on. I think it's called New Girl. I don't know. But I like their house, I guess. I made it very 70s. I don't remember their personalities, by the way, so. If I don't say much about them, that's why. They're like the BFFs in that sense. Okay, so we have a little front porch here. Nice entryway. They have the sunken living room with the red shag carpeting, brown furniture, and like this icky green color. It's a good green color, but like it's an icky green color. I love green. Green is my favorite color. So this is their little space in the living room. Again, I don't really care about their personality, so like this stuff does not reflect anything or have any sort of storytelling at all. Here's their dining room, and here is the guy's bedroom. Again, I think I messed up whose bedroom is whose. They might be a little out of order, but I really don't care. This is Gavin's room, I think. I think that's his name. He's like the nerdy one, I think. I don't know. He's got a nice clean room, clean bathroom. I don't know. Yeah. And then over here, this is Zoe Deschanel's bedroom. I did look it up in the show, and I tried to copy it a little bit. Again, I've never seen the show, so, like, it's based off of a couple reference images. If it looks cute, let me know. I mean, it's a cute bedroom. I like it. I like very lived-in, realistic Sims spaces. I love my shit cluttered, and I am a big believer in the alt key. I hate the grid. I will tell you that right now. Here's her bathroom. I gave her the avocado bathroom because I thought that would be fun. Although I didn't make the toilet green, which is a little weird. I feel like I would have done that. Maybe I made it match with the shower. I don't know. They have a big, fun kitchen and bar space. I feel like they might have some parties as well, just because they're a big household. And then this is Mitchell's room? I think that's his name. The messy guy, who's, I think, kind of also a fuckboy. But yeah, he's got a bunch of random shit everywhere. I don't know what his problem is. Tissues by the bed. Why do I keep doing that? I don't think I meant it in that way, but it's funny, and I'm going to keep that joke going. And also, none of his wood tones match. What a crime. Little entrance into the backyard. And then this is Jay Huntington III's room, I think. I think that's his name. I like his room. I think his is the best. I love, like, this sort of look right here. The bed with this dark wood, like black wood, and then the dark table, and then also, like, the reddish sort of wood. Like, in my mind, these would match, and maybe these would match, but I don't know. I kind of like the difference in wood tones in this room, and I love the blue with the beige and the dark colors. Like, I think that looks really nice. And I like the green carpet. I don't know. There's just something about this room. I like it. And then the two boys over here share a bathroom. So it's kind of messy, but also kind of clean. I feel like these two get along in being very clean, and then these two get along in kind of being messy. I feel like her room is not as messy, but I feel like she would fucking leave a huge fucking mess out here. Again, I don't know their personalities, but that's just what I'm getting based on vibes and vibes alone. They have a nice big backyard. I would put that fire pit out here if I had built it when we got it, which I didn't even know that we had now. This one. I think this would be really fun out here. I would probably put it right there, honestly. I don't know. I do like this house, though. I would get rid of this family and then put in an actual family. And I feel like this would be a cute house. Or if you have for rent, can you rent out rooms? I don't even know how it works. I don't have it. Good space. I like it. So that was all of the houses that I've made. Now I'm going to show you the base game lots that I did. And these are more recent, so they're going to more so reflect my building skills now. But they're also going to be community lots. Okay, so the first one that I made, which was a little while ago. This is the Solar Flare Lounge, which I don't think I changed the name of it, and I just took that name and went with it. And you're getting some spoilers for the other buildings, and I'm also going to make it nighttime because I love the lights. I love lighting up community lots. And also, I have colored lighting on actually, maybe not this one, but these two, they're more orangey, which unfortunately doesn't show when you're not on the lot. I think the lots individually at night look really nice. I just like colored lights, even though I hate them in real life. Actually, I have very sensitive eyes to colored lights. That's why I never gave into that trend of like colored LEDs. They kill my eyes. Holy shit. This is the outside front entrance. This is a little walk-in space thing. We have the little game table there. I like to put this board on all of my community lots. I just feel like it's something that they would have in The Sims. Cork boards are very popular in my mind, I guess. We have a nice bathroom, and then this is the back area, just a bunch of picnic tables, another game table, jukebox, you know. And then if we take these stairs up, we have the nice big lounge space. I love the stage. This is so cute. I love the sun with the logo in the back and the little margarita lamp. Oh, and there's also a big fancy skylight. Yeah, and I love the little tables. I like these lights on these tables. Bar, obviously. A lot of alcohol or juice, whatever it is. Lots of seating, like I said. I feel like this is like a very classy space. In my mind, lounges in The Sims 4 are where all the elders go to hang out, and then bars are where all the adults go to hang out, and then nightclubs are where all the young adults go to hang out. But maybe that's just me. I feel like that's pretty realistic, though. I mean, I guess bars are like for kind of both. I feel like I've been to more bars than nightclubs, honestly. But I'm also just so old. Here's the balcony outside. Some more picnic benches. More seating, more hanging out. And then we have the dartboard at the end. I also love stacking chairs. I don't know why. And it's just a detail that I do all the time. And another game table for some reason. I went a little crazy with those. And again, I love being able to see down. So cute. Okay. So that's the lounge. And then the gym is the one that I started and then didn't finish until recently. This is the gym. I feel like Oasis Springs would have a really nice gym, so I tried to elevate it a little bit more. And also, I just hated the original fucking gym that was here. And I put a lot of traits on community lots because I need to give myself incentive to leave my Sims house. Otherwise, I will just stay there. I hate loading screens. I hate waiting for things to load, so it takes a lot out of me to go to a community lot. I need to make it worth it. I like how this turned out. I was a little iffy on it. I think it turned out okay. I also try to put in some gardening things. So there's just extra stuff to do on these lots. I try to just add as many details as I possibly can for all of your Sims who are skill building. Because again, if I'm making my Sims go out, I usually just bring the whole family, unless there's like an infant that I don't want to take care of. I leave that at home. I don't care about that. I leave it in the hot car. I like putting down these little yoga mat spaces for detail, even though, again, base game. You could replace these if you wanted to. If you download these lots, I don't know. Again, they're not on my gallery yet because I need to playtest them, but keep an eye out. I don't know. Nice big pool. I don't know why the gyms don't have pools in this game. I feel like that's kind of weird. Yeah, especially for Oasis Springs. I feel like it's very Florida to have like a pool in every single one of these houses, even if they're cheap. I say that my house doesn't have a pool and I live in Florida, so I don't know. So anyway, here is the front entrance. So we have like the little front counter. I put in the new, whatever the fuck this is, thing, because they're always advertising shit at the gym. I like to put some pride flags up in the community lots. Most of them, not all of them, but like a gym, yeah, I would throw one up. And I also like to put in little details like the mop bucket, and I use tool mod to lean this up against the wall and stuff. And I use tool mod to put these little phones on the counters so they have landlines. I don't understand why you can't have a landline in this game. Isn't that crazy? Here's the locker room. I wish I didn't put the lockers like in front of the door, but I ran out of space for my layout. So you kind of just have to go into one of these shower rooms and change. But I have 3 of them and then 3 toilets, and then there's some sinks and a bunch of lockers and stuff. And then over here, we have some main workout space. Oh my god, I'm yawning. Okay, a bunch of treadmills, bunch of TVs, mirrors, again, more of the little yoga mat details, a bunch of these things. I put in a bunch of fans. There's this area which leads out into the pool, plus the locker room here also leads out into the pool, and it also has this staircase here which goes up, and then you're in the punching bag area, and there's also this little dining space and kitchen for when you need to get your gains, need to bulk, do whatever the fuck, I don't know. I can't get into that part of fitness. They're lucky I get on a treadmill, honestly. And then I also tool modded these little gloves. Ignore the fact that they're the same hand. I didn't realize in debug we had both hands. Ignore that part. Anyway. Oh, and I also put down the little paper towels and squeeze bottle things. Yeah, so that's the gym. And then in my hyperfixation, I built these next 4 lots. So the first one, this bar, in my head, it's also kind of like a family restaurant, but since you can't have a restaurant in base game, I pushed it toward bar, but preferably it would be like a Flanagan's kind of thing, like a sports bar. Surprising. Hello? What? 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 I'm not talking to you. Moving right along. Okay, so this is the rattlesnake juice bar. Here's the outside. We have a lot of seating. A very good hangout spot. I feel like this is like the classic hangout spot. Young university students visiting Oasis Springs on like spring break or something, and they leave their trash everywhere. Little walkway back here. Some more patio seating. Garbage. And again, people leaving their garbage everywhere. The fire pit, which I didn't know we had. And parking, even though we don't have cars. LOL. Thanks, Sims team. And I wish I could put the Latin music or whatever it is on this lot, but it's not fucking base game, which is also hilarious. So you walk in, little waiting area sort of thing, and then this is the big main bar area. I liked the couch space in the original, but I wanted it to feel less VIP, because, I don't know, rattlesnake juice bar doesn't feel like a VIP having sort of lot integrated into the space, and just a bunch of tables, you know. It's fun. And then the actual bar up here with some mix and matched bar stools. They have the stacked chairs, and this is like the little worker employee break room area. So once again, I put up the little pride flag, and I feel like this is just like, I feel like restaurant workers are either super hateful toward each other or they're a family. And the manager who says we're a family is usually lying, and that's the group of people that hate each other. But also I feel like coworkers just hate each other in any setting. So I don't know. They have their own little space. I like to imagine that they're all friends. They have a nice bar area. I didn't really want to put a TV in here, but I guess sports bar vibe, so I have to have one. Broom and bucket, once again. Fish on the wall. Yeah, and then bathrooms. I just copied them all over. I don't know. That might be kind of lazy, but that's the juice bar. I love the landscaping. I really went crazy with the debug out here. Again, not play tested, so usually when I do live edit and debug landscaping, something from the outside is like breaking something on the inside. It's usually if I have like a stove against like a kitchen wall and I have plants outside the window, that messes up the stove and then the kitchen doesn't work. But I don't really have anything against this wall or these walls. It's fine. I don't know. But that's the juice bar. Okay, next up is something that I think Oasis Springs is very much missing, which is a pool. And I'm now realizing the reason why they don't have pools is because it wasn't in the base game when the base game came out. They didn't have pools. Isn't that funny? Isn't that silly? It's almost like they shouldn't have released the game. Completely fucking unfinished. Wow, isn't that silly? This is a very fun lot. I do a lot of pools for some reason. Maybe it's the Florida in me. The fact that I'm lacking a pool in my life. I did a really fun pool. It's got this big like rock landscape to kind of match all these rocks in the background. And then this cool little overhang thing. I would have done it more like there's more pool with the overhang. I did the glass roof because I thought it looked cool, so then that kind of like ruins the idea of having an overhang anyway. It's fine. It's still a fun lot. There is a lot of space to hang out, a lot of pool chairs, and then like grilling and stuff. There's a fire extinguisher if your sim gets a little too crazy. I made a little lifeguard chair, or I tried to, and then I put this here in the hopes that your sims won't like constantly try to sit in this chair. Also, it's so funny how this is so obviously Elmer's glue that they just made the resolution like 2 pixels and then shoved that on a really crappy 1 polygon squirt bottle. Bathrooms, more seating. I put these lunch boxes down in a lot of my builds. I didn't really point them out, but you can get food from them, like a quick snack thing, and they're free. So I tend to just put them in all of my community lots. I can't be bothered, you know? Like, with my Sims hungry, okay, grab cereal. We're locking in. We're doing whatever we're here for. I can't have you have needs when I'm on a community lot. In these little side pieces, I put showers, so if your Sim needs to shower, and also I think it's required in the pool lot trait thing. If you want to shower, go ahead. And then lockers, and I put a sink here. I think you can, like, wash infants in the sink, so if for whatever reason you bring your infant to the pool, maybe it's like a family pool day, if they shit themselves, you have a sink. And I also put some mosquitoes around. I like to put these down now. I just think they're kind of fun. Can I come up with a new fucking adjective? Anyway, same thing on the other side. And again, not play tested, so I don't know how your Sims are gonna react in this area of the pool. But there's at least here. If it's broken, it's broken. Whatever. Here's the lighting at nighttime. I also want these lots to feel like they're open at night. So like if your Sims want to hit the pool at night, it would be heated and it's got a little light so you can go hang out there. I don't like society being based on a very early schedule because in my heart, I'm a morning person, but in reality, I stay up until 3 a.m. and I wake up at noon when I'm not working. So I can't help it. So we have this cool like centerpiece thing in the pool, which I love it. I love it, and I feel like there would be a little sign here that says don't climb on the rocks, but people would still climb on the rocks, and then the lifeguard gets to be like, get the fuck off! And then they swan dive. And also there's turtles. I put turtles, and they're green. Okay, that's the pool. Also, I don't love that there's so many houses. I feel like I'm gonna keep the Caliente house here and have one next to it so it doesn't feel too overwhelmed, but I'm gonna make this also a community lot because I think this neighborhood is really pretty. I like the little centerpiece triangle thing, which would be a lot more useful if you could actually like go to different lots without needing to sit through a loading screen. I mean, do we need like 3 giant houses that all look like this? They're beautiful. The idea of them is beautiful, but I don't need them. And also I like the idea that the land grabs are gentrifying this beautiful place and is making every single house like not this. The next lot is going to be the library, which I need to change the name of because the Futures Past is a stupid name, sorry. And once again I put some nice traits on here so your Sim isn't too bored. So here's the building. Very fun, really went for the Spanish style. I feel like this would be like a very historical building that they maybe repurposed into a library quite a while ago anyway. It still wasn't originally a library. I don't know what it would have been, but it has that beautiful garden area in the back, which I'll show you. And I also tried to keep it very open. Like there's no doors in the back, they're all just doorways. So a lot of airflow, which I feel like would be a old attribute of the building. And then the door in the front is like new. And here it is at night. Very orange. I love it. I feel like I went a little crazy with the detail here, but I don't care. I think it's cool. So inside, here's the entrance. Once again, a very eclectic build. A lot of random things. Big believer in the alt key. Like I said, nothing's on the grid. I like to shove lamps in corners and plants in corners and things in corners. Yeah, this little front entrance area. Here's all the main bookshelves, but there's also some random ones kind of scattered around. Cute. I wish these had like different things on the shelves, but I am not one of those people that can change every single shelf. Actually, maybe I could, but like on a really good day. Sometimes I just don't care enough. I'll decorate everything else though. More seating. I have some computers. I feel like they're very outdated computers. I would have put the other computer, the big blocky one. This is so outdated now that the one with the PC tower could very well just still be an old computer. But yeah, so this is the little desk area. There aren't that many computers, so if you need to go to a library with computers, probably don't go to this one. But there is a lot of stuff or places for Sims to sit, so maybe there will be a free computer. And also you could just bring like a laptop if you have the expansion with a laptop in it. Is there a base game laptop? I'm gonna assume no, because why the fuck would there be? Oh, there is this one, but it's an unlockable. Alright, fair enough. You could just cheat. I don't care. We have this little room, and I made like a sort of like ofrenda looking thing. I mean, like, it's not Mexican. I don't know. I did, like, there's only so much representation you can get out of these fucking games. Like, this is obviously more of like a Spanish style. Maybe a little Mediterranean if you want to go that way, but I think Spanish is more of the inspiration. But then there's some like Mexican inspired things. Like I feel like these are very Day of the Dead celebratory things, and then obviously they have like the little paper cutout things, which I think I put somewhere. Yeah, these, and then the sugar skull things, and like these little knickknacks. So it's a little if you speak Spanish, hang out here, I guess. Although they speak two different kinds of Spanish, don't they? Spain has the more complicated one, whatever it is. I don't remember what it's called. Can you tell that I took French in high school? This is just a little seating room. I shoved a lot of stuff in here. I tried to put a lot of plants. Like I said, I have a big garden area in the back, so I feel like this is very plant-centric for a library. There's also a little plant hidden up here. Just thought I'd point it out. And I think plants are like a Sims 4 builder's kryptonite. I feel like we all just add a shit ton of plants in every building. You have a corner that's kind of empty? Plant. I stand by it. I enjoy a plant. I love green. I don't have a green thumb. Don't get me wrong. All of my plants die. Yeah. This is offset. See, I think some things are kind of glitched because I had this on center. It wouldn't have moved this desk. I don't know. Some more bookshelves. Again, I put a little like librarian desk. I don't like when like Sims go to the library and then sit in the main desk and read. That's just like a Sims 4 problem. So I made this kind of unusable. Like this is a living room chair against a desk. So the librarian won't sit here, but it's okay. There's plenty of seating everywhere. It's not like whatever librarian spawns in is going to be really taking away from anything. And I like the aesthetic of the front desk more than the functionality of it, because there is no functionality to it. Anyway, so here's the bathroom. I haven't playtested this. I don't know if this works, but I like the idea of the half walls being like stalls. It counts as a room. So I'm not sure if that's what stops the Sims from being embarrassed. I don't know. I have to figure it out, and then I'm gonna be really disappointed when it doesn't work. And that's the main area. And then out here's the little garden area. A bunch of planters and some seating. We have the chess table if you need to work on your logic skill. We also have the little telescope, and then a little back gate. And there's not really any other skill building things here. There's the wedding arch for some reason. I just liked the plants. Yeah, and I like the little fountain in the middle. I think right here is like a nice place to read. Oh, and I put the new nature sounds speaker here, because I think that would be cute. You sit out in the garden and you have your nature sounds in your already nature-y area. This strip is very funny. It's actually funnier in Willow Creek, but I like that there's like a museum here. Museum here, by the way, was horrendous. I hated it so much, so I made this library instead. And I hate museum lots in this game. They have nothing. But there's like the nice, quiet museum library space, and then lounge, loud gym, bar. And then in Willow Creek, it's the same thing, except on one end it's a museum, on the other end it's a library, and then in the middle it's a gym and a nightclub. Either way, at least there's some distance here. In Willow Creek, they're all like smashed together. And also I put these plants on the roof, and I put fireflies up here. I can't see them in build mode and show you, but I think that'll look really cute in game. Haven't playtested it. I don't know how cute it is, but I like fireflies. And then the final lot, which is the one that I had the most trouble with, is the park that I just did. Because, I think I already said this, but I have been avoiding downloading the most recent update, and you can do this by playing offline, or at least starting your game offline. So you just turn off your Wi-Fi, start the game, and then turn your Wi-Fi back on, so it doesn't like load the EA app. And I did that, and it was working. I did it like 4 times while I was building these things, and then for some reason it didn't work, and it opened the EA app and it downloaded it. Maybe even while I was playing the fucking game, which is great. But it fucked up my terrain paint. So let me show you the lot first, and then I'll tell you what happened. Okay, so this is the Oasis, or Desert Bloom, whatever. This is the main park in Oasis Springs. I made this giant pond in the center, and I tried to make it, again, I have to playtest it. I playtested it a little bit, so I know your Sims can at least go in somewhat, but I think they should be able to get around here. I want them to be able to wade in the water and play in the water, because I think that's like a cute little detail. It's like a little, you know, it's like a little oasis. And I want the child Sims and maybe toddlers. I don't know how shallow it needs to be. I feel like this might be not maybe. They should be at least okay. Or the adult Sims should be at least okay. There's this like greener area, as you can see, which is like a shallower part. So I'm gonna try to playtest over here first and see how deep I can get the kids and stuff in the water. And I also put some ducks. Very important. And there's also a lot of dragonflies and mosquitoes around here. We have this big waiting thing. This is a dome piece. And then there's these little fountains that spurt. So that's like the main attraction. It's like the oasis of Oasis Springs. And then over here is like the little main building. I didn't like how much of this park in the original was like indoor. They had like a bar, a fireplace. I kind of liked the colors on that building though. It was like blue and then like an orange roof. I thought it was kind of tacky and very park-y. I liked it. But I decided to go for more of the Spanish style instead. So inside we have some seating. I didn't put any TVs in here, but I have bar seating here so you can like do homework or whatever you need to do, or if your sim wants to read. There is a space indoors if your sims need to hang out inside, like if you have seasons or whatever and it's too hot, I don't know. But it's gonna be mainly outdoors. So we have these chess tables here outside under this little whatever this is, but there's some shade. If we continue going around, we have these little easels so you can paint the oasis. Some benches just placed along here. Bathrooms. This is the little grilling area. They have a lot of seating and things. There's also a mini fridge over here if your sim wants to grab something. I also put the vending machine in here. So that's what's over here. I love the little pergolas. And I made them yellow. More bench. And then this is the kids' play area. I got the monkey bars and the spaceship thing. And then there's some kids' music that plays here. And they etched some little drawings into the post. More seating, more bathrooms. So that is the park. Very cute. I like the landscaping in Oasis Springs. I like the desert look with these kind of random little conglomerates of plants and the rocks. Which I didn't really put a ton in. There's some around. And so what happened with the glitchiness was I did all this terrain painting and then I forgot to save it to my gallery, and I went to the manage worlds and it looked fine on the map, so I jumped back in to quickly save it to my gallery and it deleted here. This was all gone, but just this corner. This gravel was grass. This gravel was grass, and it just like, the pond, like just in the middle, was missing a couple layers, because I tried to do like different layers of dirt and sand and rock and stuff, and it was only missing a couple layers, and then I didn't know what I had already done, so I had to end up erasing it anyway. It was very chaotic, and then like some terrain painting under the fence here was kind of weird, and like around here was like slightly more faint than usual, and it's not like I did it in that order, like it just lost some progress that hadn't been saved, because it turned the gravel into grass, first of all, and I did this area like first, so this fence stuff shouldn't have been deleted if the gravel was still like there, quote unquote, because it was grass. I don't know. And then this was like kind of in the middle. I don't know. And then this was the part that I did last, I think, but it was like still kind of like weirdly cut off. I don't know. Anyway, here it is at night. The nice orangey lighting. Again, I want you to be able to come here at night and hang out and not make it feel like it's closed. That's my build tours. I do have more builds that I could show, but I just wanted to do the base game main ones for right now and what I've done so far. Like I said, I might do a couple more community lots here. Like I want to delete this one and put another community lot, but I'm not sure what yet. Oh, I forgot to mention that I made this little loop here and this little grassy area. So if you have, I think it's Love Struck, and you can do like the little picnic things, you can have a little picnic like on the grass. And it's on like a little hill too, so you'll be like all cute and front and center and shit with all your PDA. Oh, and also for New Crust, I know I was trying to like really stick to the worlds like I said, but since New Crust is like so empty, I allowed myself leeway. So here's 2 pools that I've built, a little daycare, I was trying to build an aquarium. I have a vet. I have a fancy gym with like all of the packs. I have an elementary school and a high school before we had high school years. Definitely have some ideas for other builds in other worlds, but base game is just like so known to me, so I'm tackling them first, and then I will try to get invested in like Del Sol Valley or something. Probably Windenburg next, honestly. Anyway, I'm gonna call it there. We'll see if this gets edited. We'll see if this gets posted. We'll see if I do more of this. Maybe I'll do a speed build. Maybe I'll change from Gorilla's YouTuber to Minecraft YouTuber to Roblox YouTuber to Sims YouTuber, where I just make fun of The Sims for a living. Give me the EA content creator benefits, whatever they are. I don't even know. Fuck EA. Thanks for watching.